Today you're going to learn a beautiful acoustic song by Post Malone. It's Green Thumb, and by the end of this lesson you'll be able to play this. Now, as you might already know, this song is really stripped back and it's a beautiful acoustic song. It's got some really nice chords that you're going to love to learn as well. And some of these chords are chords that you're going to learn in my free 5-day beginner course that I've linked in the description below. And in that course, you're going to learn more than 15 songs with some easy chords. So it's great for you beginners because there's heaps of songs that you can get under your belt, and it's got lots of tricks in there for you as well. So go check that out in the description. And otherwise, let's get into Green Thumb. So I've got no capo on today and we're in standard tuning. And let me go through the chords, all right? So our first chord is going to be a G major. Now you might be familiar with the G major already, but one thing I want to add is that we're adding the 3rd fret here on the 2nd string down there. So it really gives that high range and nice sound there. So rather than our regular G major, we're going to add on our pinky onto the 3rd fret of the 1st string and ring finger onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Now our next chord is going to be a G major 7, okay? And what we're going to do there is just put our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string up here. We're going to mute the 5th string here. So what we're doing is not being too precise with our middle finger, and we're letting that rest on the 5th string as well. We're not pressing it down, we're just muting that. So when you play it, you shouldn't really hear much. So you can play a 6th string and you're pressing that down, but not hear much of the 5th string. Then open 4th, 3rd, and 2nd. And then we're going to go index finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. And so it should sound like this. That's our G major 7. Alright, our next chord is going to be an A minor 7. So hopefully you know your A minor by now, but if not, that's okay. So what we're going to do here is not play the 6th string at all. Then we've got an open 5th, 2nd fret of the 4th, open 3rd, 1st fret of the 2nd, and then open 1st. That's an A minor 7. Now an A minor would just be adding your ring finger onto the 2nd fret of the 3rd string there. So that's an A minor, but A minor 7 for today. Adds a little bit of color in there. Then we've got a D7. So here we're going to play just from the 4th string to the 1st string. It's going to be open 4th, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 1st fret of the 2nd string, and then 2nd fret of the 1st string. Alright, so that's the first part. We've got our G major, we've got our G major 7, we've got our A minor 7, we've got our D7, then we're going to move up to a C minor. Now this is our first bar chord. There's only 2 bar chords we need to know for this one, and it's not too difficult once you get the hang of it. Now you see the A minor down here. We're going to take that up 3 frets and place a bar on the 3rd fret. So for this chord, we're playing from the 5th string to the 1st string. So here we're going to go 3rd fret of the 5th, 5th fret of the 4th and 3rd, 4th fret of the 2nd string, and then 3rd fret of the 1st string. That's a C minor chord. Alright, so hopefully you can get the hang of that. Now a few tricks on your bar chords, you want to use the side of your finger as much as you can because it's not as fleshy as the front of your finger, okay? So using the side will give you a lot more tension on the strings and allow you to press down well without too much pressure on your fingers. Now I'm also using my thumb behind to just support that index finger as we go across the bar. Now the next chord we're going to learn is a D7. So like a D7 down here, we've got a D7 up here. So same notes, but just higher up the fretboard. And so what we're doing there is just putting our bar on the 5th fret here. Then we've got our 7th fret of the 4th and 2nd string. And then the rest is just the 5th fret. So still just playing the 5th to the 1st string. So we've got our C minor, D7. Okay, then we're going to go on to an F major 7. So what we're doing here is not playing the 6th string. This is an easier version of an F major, so you don't need to do a full bar chord. We've got our F major 7. So open 1st string, but the rest we've got fingers on. We've got 3rd fret of the 5th and 4th string, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and 1st fret of the 2nd string. And then we're going to keep some of those fingers on. We're going to take off our pinky and move our middle finger up 1 string to the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and we've got a C major. That's just 5th to 1st string. So F major 7, and then C. And that's a really easy chord change to make, because all you need to do is take off 1 finger and move another, which is much easier than trying to go from a bar chord to a C major. Then we've got our chords for the chorus, and there's only a few more you need to know. There's a few variations throughout that I'll teach you as we go. We've got an A major. That's just 2nd fret on the 4th, 3rd and 2nd string. We're just playing 5th to the 1st string. Then we're going to go to an A major 7. It's kind of like our D7, but just all up 1 string. So now we've got open 5th, 2nd fret of the 4th, 1st fret of the 3rd, 2nd fret of the 2nd, and then open 1st. That's our A major 7. Then if we take off our index finger and strum again, that's an A7. Now it is different to an A major 7. So there we've got our A major, to our A major 7, to our A7. Then we've got 2 other variations after that, but we don't need to worry about them yet. And then there's 1 other variation later on that I'll teach you as well. And our final 2 chords of the chorus, we've got a D major. That's open 4th, 2nd fret of the 3rd, 3rd fret of the 2nd, 2nd fret of the 1st. Then we're going to take our middle finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and index finger on the 1st fret of the 1st string, and that's a D minor. Alright, so those are all of the chords we need to know for now, and now we can get on to the intro. So the start of the intro is going to be on our G major. Now there are a few variations that he plays, but in the official live recording, this is the way it's played. We're going to go. Alright, and we can just start with that. So we've got your G major shape to start off with. Okay, so grab that shape, and then we're going to pluck the 6th string. And then strum down. Now before we get to the rest of it, it's important that we understand that a lot of this song, we're going to be using the same strumming pattern, but this one has a little bit of a picking variation in it, okay? So the strumming pattern is going to be down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up. Try and play along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we've got our G major, and when I play this picking pattern, you'll hear that that comes out as well. So it's kind of like the, but just a little bit of a variation. So we're going to pluck the 6th string, and then strum down. Then we're going to pluck the 1st string, and then the 2nd string, and then down, up. Okay, so we've got the down, down, up, down, up, but here in place of that is going to be 6th string, down, down, 1st string, up, and then 2nd string, up, down, up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6th string, down strum, 1st string, 2nd string, down, up. So hopefully you're getting the hang of that. Just go through it slowly. So we're only going to play through that once, but it's worth just trying it a few times to get used to that, okay? So we've got our G major. Then we're going to go onto a G major 7 and do exactly the same strumming pattern. So it's going to be pick on the 6th, down strum, 1st string, 2nd string, down up. So So from the G major, try that with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to move on to our A minor 7 and do a very similar pattern. So it's going to be playing on the 5th string this time. Down and then 1st string, and then we'll go up, down, up. Okay? And then we're going to go onto our D7. So far. And then we're going to go D7. So here there's a little bit of a difference. We're going to do the same pattern. First, 4th string here, down strum. And then on the 1st string, we're going to pluck the 1st string. And then hammer on with our pinky there, and then pull back off. So you might want to just practice that without the strumming. So it will be together. Alright, so it's a little bit harder to add that in, but once you get a bit of practice in there, you'll be able to do it. So just try that a few times. And then back to our, so that one will be. So that whole thing so far will be. And one more time, a little bit slower. You might want to play along here. Then we're going to go onto our C minor. And again, we're doing that. So you already know that pattern. 5, down strum. 1, 2, down, up. Then we're going to go up to a D7. Now this is one of the harder parts of the song. Probably the hardest actually, because we're going to go. So 5, down strum, and then we're going to go up to the 8th fret here, and then 7th fret. So there we're going off the beat. So 8th fret and then 7th fret with our pinky. Okay, so from that C minor we've got, and then we're going to move on to a new chord. So let me just show you what we've got so far so it all makes sense together. Then onto your C minor, then onto your D7, and then F. So what we're doing there is you could just go, we're just going 4 down strums, 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 4th we're changing to a C major, so F major 7. But the one thing he does that's really nice is do some hammer-ons. So what I'm actually going to do is, so what I'm doing there is taking my middle finger off that 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and we're just going to strum down and then hammer on. So try that with me. So you can hear a very subtle change there, but it's really nice, okay? And what we're going to do is, on that first beat, 1 and hammer on quickly after, and then the 2nd strum is going to be open, and then the 3rd strum we're going to do that same thing. Alright, so, and again. So hammer on the 1st, open on the 2nd, hammer on the 3rd. And then we're going to hammer on to that C major 2nd fret of the 4th string. Alright, so it will be, and again. So you might want to try that a few times, just working on your hammer-on so you can get that sounding nice and clear, and then we can play it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and that's actually the whole intro, and then we'll go straight into a verse. So let me just play that whole thing together, and then that's actually going to be most of the verse as well, so we're already making good progress. But let me show you the whole thing. And that's the whole intro, and that will take us into a verse. Now that verse is going to be exactly the same as the intro, so we'll play that through once for the first half of the verse, and then we'll play it through a second time, okay? And that's actually all that you need to know. The only final thing for the verse is, as we're about to lead in the chorus, we're going to play this at the end of it. Alright, so all I'm doing is repeating that line twice. So we're playing that F major 7 to the C, and then just play it again, F major 7 to the C, and that will take us into the chorus. Now the chorus is going to start on our A major, as I told you before, and we're going to keep that strumming pattern going. Down, down, up, up, down, up. Alright, starting on our A major. Then we're going to go on to an A major 7, as I showed you before. Then take off your index finger for the A7. So that one there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And over the next 4 beats, we're going to play a triplet rhythm that's going to be a bit confusing for you if you don't have a musical background. And what a triplet here means is that over these 4 beats, we're going to play 3 notes. So it's not like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a little bit different because we're trying to make it exactly the same amount of time between each note. So what we're going to do there is go an A7 and then up 1 fret, those 2 fingers up 1 fret. So now it's 3rd fret of the 4th and 2nd string, and then up 2 frets, and that's our triplet there. So, and then we're going to move on to a D major. So that whole thing there will be. And then onto a D sus, which is going to be like our D major, but add your pinky onto the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Now we're doing that same strumming pattern still, down, down, up, up, down, up. But here we're going to go D sus on the 1st and 2nd strum. And then on our up, we're going to take off that pinky to make a D major. So it'll be D sus, and again. So down, down, and then change, up, up, down, up, and then a full bar on D. So then we're going to go onto a D minor, and then we're going to go onto a G to finish off the first half of the chorus. So far for the first half of the chorus we've got then back onto our A major, and repeat that whole thing again, and the only difference here will be from our D minor. Then we're going to go into a C add 9. So it's like a C major, but we've got our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th, index finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th, then we're adding our ring finger down onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string there. So there it will be. And that's going to end the chorus for us, and we're going to go straight back into an interlude there, which will be the same as the intro. But in this interlude, we're not going to be doing our picking. We're just going to do the strumming pattern of down, down, up, up, down, up. All right, so ending that chorus onto your C add 9 and then G. And so on. And so for that interlude, we're going to play it through once, and then that'll take us back into a verse, which is going to be exactly the same as before, played through twice like we did the first time. And then that'll take us into an outro, which is where we play our chorus one more time. So that means playing through the pattern twice. Repeat that, but the last time we're going to go from our D minor to our C add 9, 2, 3, 4, and then onto an F. So it's not an F major 7 this time, it's an F major. We're not going to bar it because we don't need to do that. We're just going to put our finger over the first and second string there, so that's our first fret of the first and second string, and the rest of the F major is exactly the same. So make sure all of those strings ring out when you're doing that tiny little bar there. So just to recap, that final part of the outro will be, and then onto our F. And that's actually going to be it for the song. So just to recap, we've got our intro, we've got verse and chorus, then we've got an interlude, then verse, and then outro, which is the same as the chorus, with ending on that F major at the end. So I hope you've enjoyed learning this beautiful acoustic song. That was Green Thumb by Post Malone. Make sure to check out that free beginner course in the description below, and I'll see you next time.